All YouTubers, back down the Chelmer again and have another little go at Hoe Mill, see if the water's improved any. Today, I've got this with me. I've had this for quite a while, but I've not used it yet, and I've been surprised at just how much stuff I can fit in it. So I'm going to get the rest of my bits sorted out, and then I'll go through and show you just how useful a little storage compartment is. Right, so that's the trolley back in the car. Just a little slide down to get in there. A little bit duckweed about, but I reckon I can work around that. So let me give you a little run through on this thing. So excuse me. So what have we got in here? Let's have a look. So I've got that little bag, just got a few bits and pieces in it that I might need. I've got a camera tripod. Let's get all this stuff out in the same place so you can see it all laid out, preferably without my shadow in shot. There we go. So let's do it down here. So I've got a tripod, a little bag of bits and bobs. That's my fishing gear. I've got the selfie stick for my GoPro. I've got the head assembly for the tripod. I've got, you ready for this? A fishing rod. I've got the kitchen. That's my, got food, cooking equipment in there. That's the bag that the camera I'm using now comes in. A little tub of lures in case I fancy some of that later. What else we got? Oh yeah, look, 2 litres of water. I knew I'd get Graham showing this somehow or another. Tea. And my silly hat. And oh, hang on, I almost forgot my strap for my sunglasses in case I fall in and lose them. So it's surprising you can actually get a huge amount of stuff inside this little thing, and I wasn't even trying to pack it carefully. I just chucked a load of random stuff in. I reckon I could, with more care, I'd probably get quite a lot in there. I did an unboxing on this kayak when I first got it, and that was what, a year ago in March. We're now in August, so you know, I've used it a few times. I have bought upgrades. Obviously this is an upgrade. I bought the extra padded seat as well. That's about the only things I bought really that weren't with it when it came. I bought extra rod holders, but I've not ever actually used them. So yeah, what have I done with this kayak while I've had it? I put anchor trolleys on. So if you're wondering what they are, if you need to use an anchor, it's best to have the anchor at the rear or at the front, depending how you're sitting in the water, what the flow's like and the wind and everything else. You never ever tie it on in the middle, because you could end up sideways on into wind and waves, and that's not a good position to be in. So an anchor trolley basically lets you put an anchor on and then wheel it up to the back. And I think I've actually got it set up on this side already. So you've got a diver's reel, which is hooked on just to the handle there. That runs up, this is already extended out by the way, that runs up to a connector there, got just a U-bolt. That runs onto a rope, which is here. That goes onto, which is a little concrete, I made that up myself out of a bit of concrete. Nice bit of chain, all tied on nicely there. So if I need to get myself into a position where I'm stationary, I can just chuck that to the side, wait for the tension to come up, let out as much line as I need to, and that keeps me in position. So I've got the option of actually changing it. I can use them left and right on the rear. I've only put the one on the front if I ever end up using that, because being a lefty, I tend to fish off the left of the boat anyway, and I really don't want the anchor line running down the left hand side of the boat while I'm fishing. So generally I tend to be back to the flow casting forward, trotting baits down forward. So, but I honestly cannot fault this boat. I absolutely love it, and you know, for what it costs, with what comes with it, there's nothing out there that compares for value that I've seen that you know comes even close to what you pay out for one of these. I think they're up to about $580 now. I can't remember if I paid that much for mine. I might have paid about $550 for mine, but I really don't remember, to be honest. But still got lots I want to do with it as well. I haven't done the whole kayak camping proper yet. You've probably already seen my video that I did with the almost wild camping at Lee Valley. I mean that was a bit different because it was a proper campsite. What I'd like to do on this at one point is go out with all the gear loaded up in the kayak, pull up somewhere and just have a camping night out, maybe do a bit of night fishing and then paddle back the next day. Again, we've got some ideas about that as well. So, but if I show you, you know, there's a few little scuffs and scrapes on the side of this. I'm dragging it in and out of locks all the time, so it's going to get a bit battered, but it's got no holes in it, no leaks. You know, the amount of abuse it's had, it's amazing that it's actually got lasted as well as it has. It's a tough old boat, and like I said, I wouldn't hesitate to recommend it to anybody. So check them out. There you go, Galaxy kayaks. Well worth a look if you're thinking about getting one of these. So another little feature on the kayaks that you get included, and I think I covered these on the unboxing video, is you get the star ports. They're built in. You get a tray thing up there. I've never used it. Some people do, some people don't. It's too far away for me to make any use of it. Even if I was to get a lot of fish finder, which I've been thinking about, I would probably mount that on the hatch cover. So I don't think I would be using it on those up there. Bit of a wasted place for them really, but you know, I've got them spares if I ever need to. I think the newer model of this actually has 2 ports each here. There's a second set, so you get 4 right at arm's length. So I think you've still got those 2 on it, but people don't really use them because they're a little bit too far away to be of any use for anything. A lot of guys actually put a makeshift roof rod bar, like rod rests, and then when they're out they just rest the rods on them. But I'm thinking about doing something like that because it would be useful, but I haven't got around to thinking about how I'm going to make that yet, but I'm sure it will come. So anyway, the reason I'm mentioning these is because what I've actually done with my tripod that I showed you earlier on, I've modified this tripod and I've fitted one of these ports. Interestingly, off the bar that comes with those has got 4 sockets on it, and I nicked one of those off of that to modify this. So I've got a tripod with that on. I've also modified the video camera head, so that goes on as well. So what I can actually do with this is I can mount that head either directly onto there and use it for filming on land, like as you would a normal tripod, whatever, or as it is like this, I just plug it straight in on one of these, and that's how I do my filming with you lot. So I can now just spin this around, up and down, whatever I want to do. Minimum amount of camera noise on that because it's a fluid head. But obviously I'm not going to use a tripod for now. I'll probably have that out later on the bank when I do some filming later. I might even get out and chuck the rod in from the bank, don't know yet. But yeah, just another little mod I did, which is worked out quite useful in the end, and can help out a little bit with the filming. I was considering getting, they do a cruise version, which is like a tandem 2-seater. I'd really like to get one of those, but just got to convince the missus what an asset it would be to the family, taking the grandkids out, taking her out. Because I ain't got to fish all the time. I'm quite happy just going out for a little paddle, take it down the beach. And if I can get this on the roof, then I can get that on the roof of my car as well, take it wherever I want. So anyway, that's enough chatter from me. I want to get everything out, get on the water, maybe start trying to get some fishing done. My brother came down here a few weeks ago for a walk, and he reckons he was seeing lots of big chub, lots of big carp floating around, and he was actually fishing from the bank. So Didn't manage to connect with any, but I might get lucky, you never know. At the very least I've got a little bit of perch gear as well, so I might try and have a go at the perch as well. But target today for me is the chub, that's what I want to get out. So let's get on with it. Yeah, that's fun in the winter. Find out, I expect, if I come up here again. Right, let's get this thing on the water. Definitely getting better at that. It's a lot of weed in here, but I have a weedless frog. So what I want to do is on this little short pipe here, full sap, got a nice bit of oil ready. I'm going to put Mr. Frog on. And I've got to just behind the boat as we paddle along. We are off. There's a little fire there. I've just spooked on the edge. Right, someone's in trouble on the water over there. What is that? Dragonfly? Let's see if we can rescue it. Oh, it's a big old dragonfly. He's got himself in trouble. Look. If you're getting that. See if I can't get it out. There we go. There he is, folks. Look. I'll try and drop him gently onto the hatch there. Oh, you idiot, gone back in again. Well, that didn't go according to plan. He's now in the footwell, still in water. Now he's panicking because he's fell down the bloody scupper hole. Come here, get hold, get hold. Right, there you go. No, he's just going to keep getting himself in the water, mate. Right, hang on, hang on. Just calm down a bit. There you go. Right. There he is, look. Managed to get himself into trouble. I'm going to leave him there for a little while, let him dry off, and we'll see if he can learn to fly without stacking it again. He's a Burke. I'm just going to let him rest for a minute. Oh, it's a tiny fry here, look. Oh, I can see that. Oh, hello. He's getting himself in there. Here he goes, he's away, look. Excellent. Right, good bit of the day done. Anyone else, you're on your own. Right, a golden rule of photography and start that again. The golden rule of photography and filming is always have the sun in your face. I can't do that because I'm going out with my back to the sun. But anyway, this rod over my right shoulder at the moment has on the end of it a floating fake weed-free frog. So I am just going to have a little bit of a paddle down, have a little look around, see what I can find. You never know. Mr. Frog might draw some attention. If he does, I'll hear it. No worries about that. Seeing so many fish already. Seen a few little chub that are bigger than the one that I caught, my first chub that I had out. It's only about 3/4 pound to a pound by the look of them, but seeing lots of nice perch as well. That yay big. So if they're around, there might be some bigger ones about. So looking promising so far. I'll try and find myself a nice little run, trot some baits down, get myself tucked in somewhere, but I'll have a little paddle down first. There's still an awful lot of duckweed on the water. If you're not familiar with duckweed, it's this horrible green stuff that you can see going by the boat at the moment. It gets on everything, it sticks to everything. They're tiny little individual leaves with a tiny little root that comes down off the bottom of them, and it can choke waterways up when it gets very sunny like we've had so far this summer. But shouldn't interfere with the fishing too much, hopefully. We shall have to wait and see. So I'm just having a really slow paddle down, just keeping my eyes open, looking for any clear runs on the riverbed, anything that I might be able to use. Trot a line through. There's a lot of cabbages on the bottom, a lot of blanket weed here and there, but every now and again, like down there, you get a lovely little clear patch on the gravel. So ideally that's where I'd like to be dropping a bait on, but it's early days yet. I'm hoping you're not getting too much sunshine in your face off of that. Anyway, so while I'm just having a little slow paddle, Mr. Frog just trailing down by, it's about 4 or 5 feet behind the boat. I'll give him a little bit more light in a minute. Have to be mindful of overhanging trees, fallen logs, other water users, because don't want anybody getting caught up in any of that. It is a weedless one though, so it shouldn't catch anything, but you know what it's like. If by some miracle there is a hungry pike out there that fancies a bit of fake frog, then he's mine. This is really quite cool because I'm going with the flow downstream and I've got the wind at my back, so I put the rudder down and literally I'm just steering. I don't need to do anything. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't actually need to paddle. I can do a nice little slow trot down with the wind at my back, going with the flow. Just keep my eyes open for any clear runs through I might be able to make use of. It's a huge gravel patch down here. I'd like to find one nearer the edge so that I can anchor up and trot stuff through, but I haven't seen anything yet. There's lots of clear bits here. It's quite deep as well, I think about maybe 6 or 7 feet here. Loads of clear patches. It's encouraging. Could be carp country, not that I'm after them today, but it's worth observing for a later trip. I think with the right equipment, it's very, very feasible to carp fish with kayaks. If you anchor, you can do extra long bank sticks, mount your buzz bars on, as long as the rods are static and you're tethered up next to them. Absolutely no reason why you can't carp fish from a kayak. It's so beautiful down here. Absolutely love this place. Really don't get out to do enough of this. So anyway, this is a late session, so it's now 3:10. Plan is to eventually start fishing. Stop at some point have a bit of dinner, have a brew, and then get back on the water, do a little bit of late evening fishing before I go home. So that is the plan. We will see whether we get anything. Just listen. Just love this. They're circling for me. They're waiting for me to go in, and then they're going to come pick my bones clean. So I found myself a nice little run down the left hand side. It's quite weed free. I spotted quite a few biggish fish in there. So I've just anchored. Just going to give it a second to settle, see what it does. Because if it starts drifting out that way, then I'm going to need to make some adjustments. But there's loads of small fry here, and I have seen some bigger ones. So first job is get this ground bait mix and get some of this out there, and see if I can't get in. Right, I have sweet corn, I have prawns, I have bread. No maggots, no worms, nothing like that. These fish are already gathering around the boat because they know what's coming. It's going to be a lovely feast for them. Right, let's get some bait in the water. Let's get them on it. See if we can't get feeding frenzy going. I hate washing my hands off of this because I'm always thinking some big pike's going to come up and grab me. Could happen. Laughing, it could happen. A man pulled overboard from kayak by a large pike. There's your headline. Yeah. Right, let's get a bait in the water. See if we can't get into these fish. So we are fishing. So we'll see if we've got enough of a current to push this through. I can actually see the bait. It's about 3 feet deep down there. Oh my goodness, a bloody great big common's just come up. I don't think I've got that on camera, but it came right at me then. Big common carp. I reckon he must have been a good 10-12 pound easy. Don't know, I was more surprised, me or him. Fat bloke on a boat. Saw you, mate. Now if he'd picked that bread up, that would have been fun. It's been so dry, there's barely any flow on this river. We've had very little rainfall, so we're having a heat wave in the UK at the moment. I mean, we have a heat wave every year, just that normally you can't see it because of all the rain and the clouds. But this year it's been exceptionally good weather. I think yesterday 32 degrees centigrade. But today we've seen a significant drop. It's down to about 24, 25 today. So it's actually quite pleasant to be out on the water. It has been very uncomfortable, some of the heat. I was fishing yesterday and it wasn't fun, it wasn't nice at all. So yeah, this is a much more pleasant day for it. But it's because I've got this little bit of a wind behind me. I'm using quite a fat float and it's got these little veins on it. I'll show you it. And what I'm hoping that's going to do is the little current that is here I'm hoping that's going to push that float down, get it on top of all that bait that I've put through. Hopefully get it onto the smaller, or say slightly larger fish that I've been seeing. There's like chub and other fish out there. So, but anyways, this is the float. I don't know if you can see that, whether it's in focus or not. I'll put it up near me. So it's got these vanes on it, 3 of them, and it's quite heavy. I mean, it's a big old float, but that's what I'm using. So we're going to see if we can't get something out on that. Silly cow. I've tried bread down, I've tried prawns down. I've had about 10 trots through so far, maybe. A couple little knocks on bread, and that's been it. A couple little knocks on prawns. Just tried a bit of sweet corn and getting much more activity on that, but difficult to hit. I think they're small fish, so in fact I've got a barbless hook on as well, which means they're getting me off quite easily. I'll give it a few more trots through. It's now 4:10, so I might give it to about 5. I'll stop with something to eat and then maybe get back on for an hour more before I go home. Right, train's not working. I'm going to have a couple of little chats with this fella. See if we can't muster a pike up. So I've moved downstream a little bit. It looks quite weird here, quite cabbagey, so I had to bring the depth right up on the float. I'll just have a couple of trots through here, and then if I still don't get any joy, then I'm going to head back upstream. There was a couple of little spots up there that look quite promising. What I might do is try and get out, have a bit of dinner, and then drop back in, do about another hour's fishing or whatever, and then go. But it's been tough today. There's too much of that going on just lately. Fish are there, it's teeming with fish in there, just don't seem to be eating. At least not the ones that I want to get. I've got quite a big hook on, it's like a 12 or a 10. Most of the fish that are down there are an inch to 3 or 4 inches long, so I don't think they're going to be able to pick the baits up. But I've seen the bigger fish in here, I know they're in here. Just not been able to get anything on the line, that's all. Well, I've had a good couple of hours trotting baits through 2 little different spots. Loads and loads of small fish. Despite the fact I saw a few bigger ones, I just don't seem to be able to get into them. And nothing. So I'm using quite a big hook. A lot of small stuff's having a go, but I'm not looking into them. So I'm desperate. I don't really like gear just to start tiller bashing, but that's not what I came for. I want to get a chub that's at least a little bit bigger than the last one I had. Saved the dragonfly today. Saw a nice big carp. I've seen loads of other lots and lots of fishing. It's absolutely alive with fish this place, but catching them's a different matter. Now I'm just dragging a little plastic lure back behind the kayak on the way back, just in case something takes a fancy to it. I did try chucking my frog about earlier on, but didn't get anything on that either. So I'm going to paddle back upstream a bit, find somewhere I can get out and cook myself up a bit of dinner, I think. Kind of paddling along, looking for little spots where I might be able to just get out for half an hour, have a cup of tea, stick some grub on. But there's some lovely little spots here, but most of the bank is either cow watering bits and it's churned up some muddy mess, or it's covered in nettles. Being as I've got shorts on today, I don't really fancy getting out. Ordinarily I don't have waterproof leggings, I don't think it'll be a problem, but today I don't, so it is. And of course the other consideration is it might be easy to get out, but you've got to get back in again, so can't go with anything that's too high, too steep, too slippery. I mean, this over here for example, it looks nice, but I can probably clamber out and I'll get back in again after. I don't know if I could, so it's very, very deep here, so I don't want to take that chance. Plus, judging by the cow pats up there, it's probably not going to be the nicest place to stop for dinner anyway. Who's your mate? Good evening. Will you mute? So rude. So I've got 2 ration packs I bought out of me to choose from. I've got bean and pasta salad. That went out of date, or goes out of date at the end of this month. Oh, I've got barbecue beans and pork sausages. I think they were best before the end of May this year. So I think I might go with them actually, just to see what they're like first. Should be good. Right, so this is all about learning, right? So I'm using one of these chemical stoves. So the ration packs are like boiling the bag, and I've put far too much water in the pot. So what's happened is it's overflowed, pretty much swamped the cooker. So I mean, it's alright, I've got a cup of tea out of it. The ration pack's I can eat hot or cold, so it's not a massive big deal. It's still a light, but I don't think it's working as well as it could do, because it's got a lot of water mixed in with it. So I think because of the amount of space I've got in this thing here, I'm probably going to invest in a little gas stove, I think, for next time, because this thing just takes far too long to cook anything up. So I want to boil water as quick as I can. I've got a primus indoors, like an old Coleman, but I don't like the idea of carrying that around with petrol and everything, so I could have bought that. That would have boiled this up in seconds. So yeah, just I think an investment in an half-decent gas stove is going to be on the cards, I think, for next time. It's taking too long and I'm hungry. Well, that's it. All packed up. It's 1 minute past 8 in the evening, and just got to get this on the car, drive home. And yep, it was a blank. What can I say? Can't win them all, can you? I've had a lovely day down here actually. Well, I say lovely day, lovely afternoon, evening. It's been very nice, very enjoyable, and certainly keen to maybe try and do an overnighter down here soon, somehow. Behind me is actually a campsite, it's a caravan club campsite, so you can join a campsite, or join a caravan club rather, for about 30 odd quid a year. So we could use that as a home base and camp there, sleep with a night time, and then use it as a jumping off point to get out on the river during the day, so you can have a really early start, get down, do a lot of fishing for the whole day, come back, keep there for the night, come home in the morning. So that's an option, but we'll have to have a think about that one, because I really would like to do a lot more fishing down here. Having seen some of the fish in here today, they're in here, just got to work out how to catch them, which is what it's all about, isn't it? If it was easy, they wouldn't call it angling, they call it catching. So anyway, thank you all for watching. For all of you that have subscribed, I think actually today I had picked up another one. Apologies for not remembering your name, I did see the message. I think it was Fanta Fishing, Fanta Fish possibly. Thanks for subscribing, and that probably brings me up to 116 subscribers now, so I'm really pleased with that. So I'm not doing this to be famous, make loads of money, because you can't do that on YouTube anymore. I just do it because I enjoy doing it, and I'm hoping that if you see an old fart like me getting out and doing it, then maybe you'll be encouraged to have a go as well, because trust me, don't leave it too late, because you'll eventually find out you run out of time to do stuff like this. And yeah, so give it a go. You've got nothing to lose, you know, even if it's just going down for a walk down the river, casting a line for an afternoon or an evening, just give it a go, because if you're not out there doing it, you can't really enjoy it, you know. Better sitting indoors watching the telly, as I've said before. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll talk to you all again soon. Cheerio.